Once you've seen it, you have to ask yourself, what the heck happened here? During the question and answer portion of Senator John Kerry's appearance at the University of Florida yesterday, a student who may have barged to the front of the line asked several aggressive questions of the senator. And Senator Kerry was clearly willing to answer. But university police intervened. And within 2 minutes of the police action, the student was tasered. In our fourth story on the countdown, did a vocal, even angry student deserve to be shocked with 50,000 volts when he was surrounded by 6 campus police officers? This is 21-year-old Andrew Meyer, just as police are approaching him. Mr. Meyer was arrested on a felony charge of resisting an officer, but was released today on his own recognizance at the urging of prosecutors. The University of Florida is now conducting a formal investigation, and 2 of those officers are on paid administrative leave in the interim. The Florida Division of Law Enforcement will also investigate the arrest. Let's call in the host of the Rachel Maddow Show, which airs weeknights on Air America Radio. Rachel Maddow, thanks for stopping by tonight.
Hi, Alison. Thanks for having me.
Okay, on your first watch of this video, did you think overzealous campus police who went too far, or loudmouth activists looking to make trouble who was dealt with?
Yes. I thought both of those things.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, police have to worry about people resisting arrest, and they have to reduce threats as best they can. And I'm somebody who wants to give police a lot of leeway in terms of assessing threats and dealing with them as best they can. And I don't think that's an unusual take on it. However, this guy's a loudmouth activist, and activists are, by definition, loudmouth. And these are campus police, and if anybody should have good training in how to de-escalate a situation that involves a loudmouth activist, it's campus police. And I just felt like this should not have come as such a shock to them in terms of how they dealt with it. And the fact that it escalated to a shock from a taser gun is I think, why it's getting so much attention today. It's almost unbelievable.
Now, you spent a lot of time on the political scene, and you know that passions often flare at political and public events. From your experience, how can police recognize the difference between that and someone who is posing a genuine threat or disturbance? Shouldn't they be trained?
Yeah, they should be trained, and that's why being a police officer is a professional job, and you'd hope they'd be able to de-escalate a situation like this with more effectiveness. The thing that struck me is that, yeah, the guy was obviously agitated in his vocal presentation when he was asking those questions. He had barged to the front of the line, allegedly. He had been asking these aggressive series of questions. Knowing the guy was very keyed up, you should have training to deal with how to de-escalate a situation like that, so all activism doesn't seem threatening just because people are excited. Activist situations, people are going to be disruptive. It's part of what activism is. Show me a polite activist, and I'll show you an issue that's not getting very far. This is not something that should have been a shock to them.
Sort of interesting as you dig a little bit about Mr. Meyer. He has a little bit of a whole philosophy going on. He has this Facebook page that says, "Don't taser me, bro." He's also got his own website, and he refers to himself as the Andrew Meyer, and he's kind of into breaking rules, writing people should be pushing boundaries, exploring themselves and their surroundings. Maybe he was just looking for the confrontation?
I think he was looking for the confrontation. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that he shouldn't have been he should have been tasered. And, you know, this is an issue that we're talking about tonight and that people are talking about all over cable news and all over the blog world, because he was asking a political question, and it was a political atmosphere and a political environment in which this took place. And so it immediately raises those free speech questions for us. But there's a broader issue about law enforcement here, and that is that as police get less lethal techniques to use against people, what tends to happen is that it widens the net of people against whom force is used. So when tasers were introduced in the law enforcement community, they said this will reduce the number of people getting shot. It didn't reduce the number of people getting shot by police. It just introduced this whole new group of people who got tasered by police. It widened the net of people who were subjected to force. And that's not necessarily the free speech issue here. It's the law enforcement issue, but I think it's pretty important.
Let me ask you a question, purely opinion question, not from experience, just from your gut. Senator Kerry released a statement about this, and he said in 37 years of public service, including war protests, he'd never seen a dialogue end in this way. I'm going to quote the senator, "I believe I could have handled the situation without interruption." The senator says he wasn't really aware the student was tasered until after the event, and he said if he did not know something else had transpired other than the student was barged in line or something like that. Now, should Senator Kerry have said something else about this free speech issue, about the ability to have discourse and disagree with one another?
Well, the one sort of surreal thing about the videos, about the YouTube clips and everything that everybody saw today, is that at times you can hear this measured John Kerry speech tone in the background, and it does seem like he doesn't quite know what's going on. But he is an experienced politician, and politicians, like comedians or performers, they can deal with hecklers, and they can deal with aggressive questioners. So I think Kerry was right to say that the kid shouldn't have been tasered, and that he could have handled it himself. I think we all think that.
Rachel Maddow of Air America. Nice to see you, Rachel.
You too, Alison.